Last night, Luminosity Madness wrapped up in Florida, which was definitely the largest tournament to go down in the USA this weekend. This national tier tournament had nearly every single one of Luminosity Gaming's top talents come out to compete. Sonics, Tweak, Meister, Mars, and Void. On top of that, lots of talent from the ever-stacked Florida region appeared to defend their home turf. My name's Ristermice, and today we'll be going over everything notable that happened at Luminosity Madness. From massive upsets, long losers runs, and eventually down to the top 8 and the one player who'd take it all home. And since this tournament is a one-day event, this video is going to be a fast-paced doozy. Without any further ado, let's go ahead and begin. Shall we? With Link main Amnesty defeating Sure Hyper 2-1 in order to make top 32 losers, and with Riku getting double upset. Now, Riku has apparently stopped playing Steve altogether, going Dark Pit and PT instead. But the 16th seed lost to Void, which was a minor upset factor 1, and Kazuya main Dog 3 in an upset factor 3 to place 33rd. Lots of 3s in that sentence. And now we're in the latter half of the 4 pools at this tournament, taking place later in the day than the first 2. The first notable upset on this side of bracket belongs to Luminosity, the 22nd seed who scored a 2-1 win over Chag, the 11th seed, good for an upset factor 2 victory and entrance into winner's side top 32. And lastly, for pools, we've got Karu the Belmont main taking a 2-1 victory over Gale Hughes Kirby, for an upset factor 1 that let Karu make top 32 winners. And that's it for pools, with the bracket now moving on into top 32. On winner's side, we've got Sonics vs Void, Cosmos vs Kobe, Mutace vs Karu, Meister vs Chunky Kong, Tweak vs J Mafia, MVD vs Viri, Dominator vs Storm, and Mars vs Luminosity. While the loser's side of top 32 consists of Gremlin vs NACL, Dog 3 vs S Phantom, Ranger vs Javi on Earth, Galehue vs Chag, Flip vs Magic, Laserbud vs Amnesty, Tremendo Dude vs Stars, and Danny QW1 vs Choco Taco. It's now time for us to cover this top 32, starting with solitary upsets, moving into notable runs, and then getting into our top 8 finishers. Our first upset is a smaller one, with Dog 3, the Kazuya main who defeated Riku earlier, upsetting Pikachu main Storm 3-1 for an upset factor 2 down in the losers bracket. Next up is Galehue vs Chag, both fighting each other in losers after both getting upset, and with Galehue winning 3-0. This was an upset factor 1 that eliminated Chag at 25th place as the 11th seed. And then there's Min main Magic, who defeated Arsenic's Joker to make top 32 and Flip's Falco in a game 5, who next got a big upset over Chunky Kong's DK in a 3-1 win. This clocked in at an upset factor 5, and eliminated Chunky Kong at 17th place as the 12th seed. Next up is J Mafia, who, after losing to Tweak in winners, dropped into losers and scored a minor upset factor 1 victory over Galehue, eliminating the Kirby at 17th place as the 13th seed. Dog 3's run just doesn't stop, taking down 22nd seed Luminosity in a 3-1 win for an upset factor 2 victory. And that's it for upsets in top 32, finally bringing us to top 8. But first, a few shoutouts for some amazing runs. First up is Void, placing 13th as the 17th seed, with wins over Riku and Choco Taco. Then Dog 3, the Kazuya from earlier, who placed 9th as the 40th seed, one of the best breakouts of the tournament, with wins over Riku, Luminosity, and more. Speaking of which, Luminosity had a good run to 13th as the 22nd seed with solo Meta Knight, getting wins over Gremlin and Chag. J Mafia made it to 9th as the 18th seed with wins over Viri and Galehue, and next up is Karu, who made it to 9th as the 20th seed with solo Belmont, scoring wins over Galehue, Amnesty, and Magic. Lastly, there's Magic, who made it to 13th as the 49th seed with wins over Arsenic, Flip, and Chunky Kong. And that's it for top 32. With both the winners and losers bracket proceeding on, we've now gotten down to the final 8 competitors at Luminosity Madness, and half of them are from LG, just missing Void. The top 8 looks like this: On winner's side, we've got Sonics, who defeated Void and Cosmos to make it here, facing Mutace, who defeated Karu and Meister. Next, we've got Tweak, who defeated J Mafia and benefited from MBD DQing, facing off against Dominator, who defeated Storm and Mars to make top 8. Down in losers, we've got Cosmos, who defeated J Mafia for top 8, facing off against Meister, who beat Dog 3. And lastly, we've got Kobe, who eliminated Void and benefited from NBD DQing, facing off against Mars, who defeated Karu after falling into losers. If you haven't seen this tournament yet, take a moment now to predict in the comments how you think this tournament will end. And without any further ado, let's get right into the top 8. The first set to get streamed was Cosmos vs Meister, a matchup that's seen as bad by many Game & Watch mains, but you'd never guess it by looking at the first 2 games, with Meister absolutely dominating. Game 3 felt like Chokemos was never more prevalent, with Cosmos SDing, but then something odd happened. He locked in and won the game. Cosmos started playing really good, even continuing into Game 4, and it looked like Cosmos was about to bring us to a Game 5.
Tries for a dash grab.
No!
No shot! That just
Oh, well that happened. Meister defeated Cosmos 3-1 and moved on in bracket, eliminating Cosmos at 7th place as the 8th seed. The other side of losers 8ths was Mars vs Kobe, which was honestly a lot less close than the previous set, with Kobe not getting a ton out of his advantage states and with Mars's evasive neutral and good punishes sealing the set in his favor, winning 3-0 to move on in bracket and eliminate Kobe at 7th place as the 9th seed. Now the LG players really are the vast majority of this top 8.
survival DI instead of combo DI, and so it doesn't quite follow up. But it's 2025!
Moving on up to winners semifinals, we've got Tweak going up against Dominator. But this is one of Tweak's comfort matchups, and Tweak dominantly defeated Dominator in a dominant 3-0. Moving into winners finals and casting Dominator down into losers quarters versus Meister. But before we see that set, we have to see the other side of winners semis, Mutace versus Sonics.
Ooh, landing there into the back air puts Dom in a really bad spot, and he's not surviving this one.
Now this matchup is bad for Paisley, but Mutace has beaten Sonics before, and Umeki even eliminated Sonics at Genesis X2, so there's a lot of precedent for this set to go either way. Game 1 was extremely tense, but Mutace took it to prevent a massive comeback. But Sonics is a grinder and VOD studier like no one else, and unfortunately for Mutace, that one game was the only he'd take, with Sonics winning 3 games in a row to take the set, moving into winners finals to face off against Tweak and casting Mutace down into losers quarters to fight Mars.
He immediately tried to air dodge on top of that platform there too. He was like, I am out of there.
No. And the high air, Mutace gets caught by...
Now we're into top 6, which first saw Dominator going up against Meister, foregoing Mario to instead go a secondary Joker. But this matchup is one that Meister has leagues and leagues of practice in. Even though this set would go last stock each game, ultimately Meister wasn't in a whole lot of danger here, defeating Dominator 3-0, eliminating him at 5th place as the highest placing current Floridian, and with Meister moving into loser semifinals.
Send back up, please.
Need assistance with the bomb. So gonna do it just yet.
The other side of losers quarters, Mars versus Mutace, saw Mars take a fashionable game with an insane spike at the very end. But unfortunately, Mutace got a bomb in game 4, taking the stock at nearly 0% and going on to win the game, winning the set 3-1, which eliminated Mars at 5th place as the 6th seed, and allowing Mutace to move into losers semifinals for the run back against Meister.
And drift the other way. Nothing can catch this man when he's off stage.
He gets off for a lot longer, and with the fair, crowning a new queen here.
But first, we come up to winners finals, the LG team kill of Tweak versus Sonics, with their last sets being the truly intense games at LMMM. But just like with Paisley, you know Sonics has been working on this matchup. This set was slow, a war of attrition, with Sonics taking game 1 and then following up with Tweak timing Sonics out, winning by only 3%. And with only 15 seconds left on the clock, Tweak finds a critical trip F smash to take the set 3-1, moving into winner side grand finals and casting Sonics down into losers finals.
Tweak expanding the lead just a bit, 15 seconds, and he gets the trip into the F smash. We don't go to time. We finish with 11 seconds left.
Now we head over to loser semifinals, the run back from winners quarters of Meister versus Mutace. And even though Meister did end up taking a game, it wouldn't change the outcome of the set, with Mutace winning 3-1, eliminating Meister at 4th place and moving into losers finals for the run back from winners semis versus Sonics.
Bacon hits a chef as well to get that bear. It's not enough. He's got to find one more big hit and does it with the crown. Mutace.
But this was a reversal of that set, with Sonics only taking one game and Mutace winning 3-1, eliminating Sonics at 3rd place and with Mutace moving into grand finals from the loser's side to face off against Tweak.
Mutace has to find another hit. After doing so much, he footstool, Z-drop, turnip, and Sonics' air dodge. Not quite long enough.
Mutace was able to keep grand finals relatively close, even taking a game. But the 4th and final game was an absolute decimation from Tweak, 3-stocking Mutace to eliminate him at 2nd, and with Tweak becoming your champion of Luminosity Madness.
The way he couldn't even get like a huge punish off of it, he just got a jab.
And he's cooking up this 3-stock, bounces the bucket.
While Mutace had gone through the LG ringer, in the end, Tweak took it home for his home team yet again. And honestly, it felt like this tournament was a celebration of both LG's players and good old-fashioned Smash, with not a single Steve even within top 32. But how did you all enjoy this tournament, live or otherwise? Let me know down in the comments below. But for now, I've been Mr. Mice, and thank you all so very much for watching.